outside and feel the breeze, but I'm still not free. One shackle, no chains, hidden bars left me scarred. The prison lurks in my brain. Modern day slavery, but the sweet taste of freedom is savory. Jobs in jail, trapped in a living hell. Some cast a spell where the devil dwell for financial freedom. Souls just gave up and you know he need them. Kings and queens in black robes on thrones, handing their years like her. You starving, eat them. Powers to be claim we free. Treat us like rats in a maze. If we start to think for ourselves, cut off the GPS, steer off course and take the back way. Yes, of course they put us back in the cage, but I'm free on stage when I recite what I say. They might try, but they can't take it away. Try to lock it down, my freedom of speech will break away. It's like the Hulk El Chapo, it's not meant to be contained. You can peep it, but you can't keep it. It's meant to be shared and free, it's not a secret. What it is to be free, what it is to be free. Ask yourself, what it is to be free. Now what if your freedom was no more? Tanks and Hummers up and down your street and soldiers at your door. Let me see your hands, one false move, collateral damage, shots go out, blood galore. So your best bet is to let them in. When you do, they say leave your stuff, you coming with them. On a side note, I wish politicians was Pinocchio, so when they lie, they nose grow. But politicians are magicians. They keep you contained and entertained by using secret lies to create invisible lines. Real freedom is limitless, but they got you living timid and scared of dying. Sorta like first grade, follow the leader, stay in line. And under no circumstances are you supposed to use your mind.
And why did you think you was free when you signed on the dotted line? These are invisible handcuffs, what we call a contract. So do what we say or we gon' need our funds back. Thought he was free. Who you thought you was? Me? One of the powers that be? The G.O.D.? Nah, you just a D.O.G. My P.E.T. See, we want y'all feuding and fighting, so you won't be awoken and enlightened. Y'all be sleep like sheep while we secretly strike. We came to conquer, destroy, and disfigure like Vikings. Put you in your place like the marathon in Boston. We try and create the bomb race. And if you make it to the finish, it's FEMA camps and digital stamps. See, you'll never be free as long as I got a breath in me. If you try to separate themselves and die to untimely death, conflict of interest, running their mouth, they want my hands in on their wealth. Why not send in a black ops step? Suicide OD, make it look like they killed themselves. So you can congregate, post, and celebrate, but you can't organize, strategize, or infiltrate. That's why you'll always be 2 steps behind, $1 short, and a day late. Y'all lack planning and preparation. It's too late to huddle up once you in the situation. Art of war, artisan.
And you were just listening to Souls Picasso. That was Freedom. He's going to be coming on a little bit later in the show. We just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out to the Hub Radio, where we're broadcasting live in the city of Compton. If you want to check us out, please go to thehubradio.net/hotwords. See, I got so excited. I got ahead of myself for a little bit there. And if you got any questions for us, go ahead and text that 424-244-4321. Please text your questions and your comments to, again, 424-244-4321. What's up, KB?
What's up, Danny J? Also, we want to remember when we're logging on, that's Hot Words with a Z on the end.
Yes,
so once again, it's thehubradio.net/hotwords with a Z.
Exactly. So, as I said, we're going to get Souls Picasso a little bit here later for the hot drop, because he's going to read a poem for us. As you all know and have been following us, we know that he's been a past guest, and that, spit that he just did called Freedom. I'm like, I feel it. You know what I'm saying? Sign your name on the dotted line. He was talking about, our people in our country, fighting technically for our country. You give up your freedom when you do sign your name on the dotted line. So please make sure you go into that, that decision carefully, not just don't do it all willy-nilly.
Not even that. Also, that was a perfect start to, because it's Black History Month. A lot of people forget, but it's like the perfect vibe when you think about all the things that freedom means. It's like, set the right tone for the rest of the show.
Exactly. And you feel me? I mean, I know it's Black History Month, but of course we celebrate it all year.
All year round. It's just our anniversary.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, and that's crazy because I actually saw that. Shout out to Soul Bree on that. I actually saw that post that she did that did say that. So I was like, okay, I see you, little mama.
Maybe that's where I got it from.
Right. Hey. Oh man, but we're gonna have a great show today. I'm so excited to get to some of our guests. We're having Daniel D. Smith. We're having Tamaya Gambrell, who's gonna be on here. We're having Roderick Talley and Miss Venus Sublime. So most of our guests today are actually authors. So I think it's so fitting because it is Black History Month, and what better way to carry on history than through writing a book?
Look at you. I see what you did there.
I tried.
No, but honestly, it's very important, especially because I know a lot of times the younger generations, we kind of get away from reading, but this is how we get back to it, by having authors of, color. I'm not just going to say Black people, but definitely authors of color. And that it gives the natural interest, like, oh, let's check this out. Let's want to see what it's about. But then also, I, had a chance to look through the books, and I'm like, yo, these are some really interesting stories. Just from Roderick to Tamia to Daniel, it's all just ridiculous. And of course, we have our spoken word speaker at the end, or a little bit later in the show rather. So it's right. I'm excited. You excited?
I'm definitely excited. You already know I'm excited. I was actually talking to Sos and Tamaya and Danielle, while we were doing our sound checks and before, just getting to know and getting a vibe and feel of who they are. And of course, we know Roderick because he's the host.
Roderick. Hey,
Roderick. How you doing? But, I'm, super excited. And, I just want to shout out to Gigi, our producer. And of course, you can't forget Miss Artistic Diva over there.
Hey.
And shout out to Dre creating this platform. Because, we here every first Saturday at 2. We appreciate the engineering and the production crew. Because without you, there would be no us, I have to throw my little plug in there for a second. But no, on the real though, we're gonna get Sos Picasso up in here. He's coming on in about a minute to do that hot word drop, and he's gonna be coming in via Skype for us. And I just want to do this quick little announcement. If you come down to 1135 East Compton Boulevard, don't come down just yet, though. Please make sure that you contact Miss Gigi, the storyteller. So if you want to do a personal drop-by, because, we don't do drive-bys around here, but we do personal drop-bys. And if you want to be in on everything, go ahead and give her a call. Again, you can text that number 424-244-4321 if you want to sit in the studio. And even if you want to be a guest, you can go ahead and call 909-638-1316. I'm just saying we do broadcast every, first Saturday. First Saturdays.
2 p.m. to 4 p.m.
I think
Pacific Standard Time, because it's an international show.
Oh, right. Girl.
Gotta let them know.
Yes.
Gotta let them know.
Hey, all day. But no, on the real, y'all go ahead and, anybody that's local, that wants to be on the show, 909-638-1316. Come on in. And you know what? I want to welcome Sos Picasso at this moment. How you doing, King?
All right. How y'all doing?
Doing great. You're on Hot Words Lyrical Theater with Danny J and KB. We in the building, and we want to go ahead and let you do your thing, do your hot drop. Oh.
Hello?
Yeah, all right. There we go. We hear you. You ready for your hot drop?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. This one is called Unity. What happened to the unity? You and me, a solid family and foundation, not just dating, fucking, and fornicating. What is a king without his queen? What is a queen without a king? What happened to the Malcolm X and Betty Shabazz? What happened to the Martin Luthers and Coretta Scotts? Are you too blind to see the plot? United we stand, divide they conquer. The system is the beast, Willie Lynch and our forefathers is monsters. They put in position foul play. We doing their job for them, so they just move to the side and get out our way. We might as well be the KKK, the way we talk down on and kill each other. My sisters and our brothers. I'm independent. I don't need a dude for shit. Dudes holler. It's MOB, get your money, F a chick. I wonder, they gave dudes narcotics and rap to fund and fill their prison. They gave women K-TAP, Section 8, child support. So the government will help with your children under one condition: they do what you can't be living. So you told them, poof, be gone. Listening to Beyonce's Lemonade and put your FM dress on. While her and her man is laid up getting paid together all alone. You like, hey, it's bop, but you singing a sad song. We don't need each other for material. We need to feed off each other for unity and spiritual. Now more than ever, because it's getting critical. At the rate we going, it's sad and pitiful. These are not your thoughts. They were put in your DNA back in the slave trade when your forefathers was bought. Quit teaching little girls because her Kit Kat got snapped back. She shouldn't be broke. Because now she's curving a good guy, looking for the one with plenty of paper or status, or the hood dude to sell dope. Soon as the sales are gone, one leaking the boat, she's jumping ship, and Furry's gonna lose all his chips. He's going under in her, man. That means no more trips to the bank because the ship sank. Instead of being like, baby, we gonna patch it up, she's on to the next dude with his racks up, backing it up. Dude loved her, now he's sad. But guess what? That's his motivation. So a year later, he's back up, heartless, and he made a vow to do every female bad. He met a good girl, but he don't care. He's playing with her emotions, effing up her world. You see the cycle? They got us going at it like Louisville, Kentucky rivals. Divorces at an all-time high. They promoting bad relationships and breakups. Where the love songs at? Let's stay together and make up.
Hey, whoa! You done hit me with so many different things that I'm thinking about right now. Dang, y'all! For our listeners out there, that was called Unity. How did you come up with that one, King? Let me know.
Scrolling down my timeline on Facebook and you see all the buffoonery. I'm single, I don't need no man.
Right.
Forget a girl. I need somebody to pay my bills and all this and that and all this extra. And they don't know that's not they thinking. That was embedded into our ancestors back in the slave trade to break off the unity.
Right, and you know what? That's interesting that you bring up the slave trade. You feel me? Because I noticed back in the 1950s, though, black families were definitely coming back together. So I'm like, what have we lost? You know what I'm saying? From the 1950s until now. You know, where's that unity and that love that you were talking about?
Well, they broke it up back to the Black Wall Street. We was doing better than them. Some of them plantations that you see down south, they was our houses because we was doing better than them. We didn't need them, but they bombed it and tore it up and took over our stuff. So then they made the man go to war, which left the woman at home. So she had to be the mother, the nurturer, and the provider. Right. And then the white woman, not our women, but the white woman, like we always treated our women fairly and equal. The white man didn't treat his woman like that. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So the white woman got on the independent movement, and because the brothers was gone to war, so did the women. They jumped on the white woman's independent movement, and it went south from her.
I feel that, you know, and I like how you address every, you know, aspect and every, you know, point of view in your poem about, you know, unity, because it's not, you know, just one section that did wrong, you feel me? It's both of us, and if we come together collectively, you know, that's what I got from it, that we can make, you know, Let's Stay Together real. We can make, you know, them 20 and 30, you know, 40 and 50-year-old anniversaries, you know, we can make that real again. So I appreciate that.
You know,
right. That was the most valuable thing we had going was the unity, but they missed it.
You mentioned a good point where you missing Beyonce's Lemonade. So do you feel like the culture that we have right now is kind of further damaging the way relationships are built?
I think, not to get too far into it, but I think if you into the goofy and the retarded and the negative stuff, they'll promote you and let you sell. If you into the real stuff and waking people up and empowering people and promoting good, positive things, they kind of shy away from that.
Definitely.
Right, we definitely feel that because, you know, if you look at, look at rappers like, you know, 6ix9ine, Soulja Boy. I ain't trying to, you know, I'm not trying to knock, you know, you get your hustle the way you get your hustle, but at the end of the day, if you're really promoting something like, you know, Kendrick Lamar, how he speaks, you know what I'm saying, so fluently, and he does tackle, you know, things such as, you know, how your poem talks about unity, you know, people do shy away from that. People do, you know, shy away from the positive that's more good for them, and I think it's maybe because people, you know, don't want to realize the truth, you know, about themselves or within themselves. But, you know, I still appreciate the fact that, you know, you came out with unity because it really does make you look and think about, you know, what's going on within your own self. And you know, before we go to commercial, I just want you to go ahead and give us, you know, your social media plug. If you have it, like, you know, let us hear what it is.
What you mean, my ad?
Yeah, your ads.
My ad is on Instagram. It's at Soze Picasso, SOZE Picasso, and my ad on Facebook is Shig Picasso Soze, SIGGSOZE Soze.
All right. And is that the only platforms we can find you on?
Yes, ma'am. Right now at this moment, yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, we want to thank you again for, you know, coming out to the show. KB, you got any last words?
Nah, I just want to thank you for blessing us with that peace, man. Like, I felt it true to the core.
I appreciate it. I'm thankful that y'all having me all the way from Louisville, Kentucky. It's a beautiful thing. I appreciate y'all.
All right, King. Thank you so much for that Hot Words drop. We definitely look forward to having you back on the show again. You know, bless up, stay up, King, and we're going to go ahead and go to this commercial. We appreciate you.
Okay, thank you. Y'all be easy.
All right,
Yeah,
you
be
too.
safe.
Hey, I really like that piece.
I really like that piece too. Yeah, it was like a lot of little pieces here and there where I was just like, okay,
Right,
all
it
right.
spoke to my soul.
Did you feel your hand going up?
Girl, did you see the
take
snaps?
me to church for a second?
Did you see the snaps?
Man.
I said yes. I was finna say yes, Lord. You know,
Yes,
I
Lord,
had to-
exactly.
I had
I
to
caught it.
remind myself. I was like, you're on the radio. You're not trying to be
It's,
dignified.
it's okay. It's all right. I felt it, every single word. But again, it's like you gotta come back together, and we're so drawn apart, and everything is pulling us apart. So we definitely want to make a conscious. Because again, it's oh my bad.
Right, I know. You know, just not. It was good because you said conscious, and you know, your hat says woke as, you know, AF. You know, I can't really, you know, say. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
But
saying.
that's what I'm saying. Make a conscious decision
Right.
to do the things that we need to do in order to grow, not only like for the culture, but as ourselves. Like,
Right.
We definitely need to jump into it and get it together. But you know,
Yeah, especially for the younger generation. You know, you gotta teach them different from what we've learned. You know. Take the good and the bad, and you know, make sure you get what you need to, because we affect them.
I don't even know if it's the what we learn part, because you know we both came from situations where the parents are definitely together, been together for
Right.
years. But you know, that's a subject for a later time. We'll work
You
on
feel
it.
me? It's all right. Y'all be easy on the unity though. Okay, that's all I'm saying is, you know, make sure you unify. Forgiveness is a key part of that.
Oh goodness! All right, well we're
Yeah.
definitely gonna jump over to commercial break soon enough.
Right. Oh, they got the red light special on. Okay. Oh wait, I'm just saying. Wait. But again, y'all, that was, you know, Soze Picasso with Unity. You're listening to Hot Words Lyrical Theater. If you want to tune in to the show or even watch us later, go ahead and go to thehubcityradio.net/hotwords with a Z. Again, that is Hot Words with a Z. Because, you know, black people got to be different. I love it, though. I love it. I love Hot Words. Just saying.
I love it too.
Hub City Dre, man, the Hub Radio, we are on our way to Centennial High School, man, to teach, got 400 men coming together to teach all the boys in the high school how to tie a tie properly. Just kind of getting back to the city, man, just trying to get the kids, boys ready for real world.
The Hub Radio.
I put out the call. Thank you guys for answering the call. All right. What we have here simply is we're going to teach the young men how to tie ties. Okay. We're going to jump in. 30% of the young men may be from foster care. Okay. So if we have 400, we're going to have about 120 of them from foster care that have never had a man in their life. Okay. Some young men may not have even had a father in their life. So this may be the very first time they have interaction with a man.
Hub City Dre, man, from the Hub Radio. We are out here at Centennial High School, man. We are about to teach these young men how to tie ties. We got a whole bunch of men coming out here to support. The sheriff department is there, holding it down, man. Students, staff, everybody here, man. They'll have a good time, man. Holding it down for the men in the city.
Yes.
How did you know that it was a need for these guys to know how to tie ties?
Because, you know, we knew a lot of young men who never knew how to tie ties, and then we're in the hip hop generation now, so everybody kind of wear tennis shoes and t-shirts, and so I was like, this is a good way for us to interact. Like, we can teach how to tie a tie, so when you have your wedding or you're going to somewhere nice, you know how to knot up.
Hub Radio.
Love is a weapon, love is a cure. It's an addiction that most can't ignore. We crave it, we need it, we feel it, no meaning. When I leave them, no feelings.
Coco's Lip Smacking Cupcakes offers custom cakes and cupcakes for every occasion. We proudly bake everything from scratch. With every moist and mouth-watering bite, you will be smacking your lips by the time you are finished. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Lip Smacking Cupcakes.
Cleanup Man. We provide professional, affordable, dependable services from carpet cleaning and upholstery to flooring, 7 days a week, same day or by appointment. So call, text, or message 562-279-6488 for service as good as advertised.
The Hub Radio.
Yo, what's up? It's your girl KB, straight out of Inglewood. First time on Hood Jeopardy, about to smash these dudes. They not ready, been talking trash since I got here. Going for the dub right now.
It's your boy Skrilla, straight out of Compton, California. About to get on this Hood Jeopardy, Hub Radio, you know what I'm saying? Get these big W's. I don't know what the other two came to do, but I came to win, they came to lose. Don't snooze, you hear it?
What it do, you already know what it is. It's your boy Juiced Up on them. I came to smash these two contestants. I mean, Drake, for real, you really gotta play this shit. You already know who gon' win, man. I came here for the W, baby, like J-Rock. Let's get it, win.
We're back with Hot Words Lyrical Theater. That was a commercial. Go check them out. And I have a correction, you feel me? That was the hubradio.net/hotwords, still with a Z, but it's the hubradio.net. Yeah, I don't mind me. I'm just having a great time, you feel me?
We always have a great time when we're here at the Hub Radio.
Right, live in the city of Compton.
City of Compton. Straight up.
But we're going to have Danielle D. Smith coming on about 2:30, so you guys get ready for her. She is actually another author, and she is from Columbus, Ohio. Shout out to one of our hosts, Roderick, who is actually a guest today. That's his hometown. And shout out to Village. We understand you couldn't be here today because you're sick. Hope you're tuning in. But, you know, what's up, little, you know, salty kid?
You know, we're going to try to spit some bars for you later. So.
Right.
Hopefully you feel better, though, Village. Straight up.
Yes. Shout out to that. You know what I'm saying? Go and take care of your king. We appreciate you guys. But anyway, speaking of Miss Danielle D. Smith, you know, she is definitely an author. She's actually an author of Yesterday's Tomorrow, which was published in 2017. It is her autobiography, and she's a former victim of domestic abuse. But, you know, we're not going to focus on that. We're just going to focus on her overcoming that. And so, again, if you want to have questions for her later on in the show, go ahead and call or text 424-244-4321. We will definitely get to your questions and your comments on that.
You know, I actually had the opportunity to speak with Danielle. She, first of all, is my spirit animal. She's just so real. But despite all of the foolishness that she's gone through in life, she's used that to not only put out this book, again, Yesterday's Tomorrow, available on all platforms, Amazon preferably, and then she's doing so much good in the hood. She has this Don't Be Quiet movement going. It's just, she legit has taken the prime example of overcoming things and doing what's best and setting an example and speaking out to young people, because at the end of the day, one thing I know for sure is so easy to fall victim to any type of abuse, whether it be mental, emotional, physical. Like, you don't see it coming, and when it happens, you either gotta A, be smart, get out, or B, tough through it, and then always
Speaking of our young people and, you know, making conscious, smart decisions, we're going to go ahead and drop a Hot Words video called Genius is Common. So that's going to come on right before Miss Danielle D. Smith, just letting y'all know that it's out there. It's actually a platform, and you actually, Gigi is, the storyteller is our ambassador. One of our ambassadors for Genius is Common. So, you know, show us how you create, show us your genius, show us how your genius is common or uncommon for that factor, and make it world known. You feel me? Because this is international.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying. Just saying. So we're going to go ahead and get that Hot Words drop for you in a quick second. Y'all, again, if you want to text or have comments or questions for any of our guests, please text or call 424-244-4321. All right.
I had a therapist tell me once, it was ironic how much love I gave out, because I didn't give much to myself. She laughed, like self-love was a sick joke. I chuckled and cried at home. I had someone tell me once I could not love anyone else until I learned to love myself. This time I got to laugh. This time the sick joke was mine. It was me. Might as well wait forever. I remember hating myself at the age of 7. Journals filled to the brim with criticisms by 8. I had enough pages to stitch them into wings, to fly close enough to the sun to see my tears turn to steam. Felt the wax burn on my shoulders and mold into thick skin. I was 9 when I wanted to die. 13 when I found a solution, figured if I could cut my legs enough, gravity would let me go. When it didn't, I tied a pillowcase around my neck, twisting like the rope swings I knew so well from childhood. Heard my heartbeat pound in my ears like a warning drum, then fade. I'd almost convinced myself I'd done it. When I started writing, I smeared my blood on every page to remind myself that everything beautiful has a consequence. I'd hoped to stall the clotting long enough to give myself to the craft and let myself go. I have died so many times. So when I told you that loving you almost makes life worth it, I was not joking. When I tell you that loving you almost makes me forget how much I hate myself, it is not poetry. Loving you is taking all the love I could never give myself and putting it to good use. It is reminding myself that if someone can love a dying thing this way, can hold the Lazarus of my body and give thanks for the way it holds back, if someone can kiss the scars, administer the pills, absorb the bad days, and wake up smiling next to me, then I can try to breathe again. Because self-love does not always come first, or second, or even ever. But your love be the guardrail on the ledge, be the drawers that hide all of the sharp things, be the body that carries my collapsed frame into bed, be the flowers you bought. Because even though they are dying too, they still dance. Love will not heal me, will not wipe my slate of a body clean. I will always be a woman of wounds, of rope-marked neck and melted skin. Love will not heal me, but it will hold my hand if I ever heal myself, and maybe teach me a joke that I can stay alive long enough to laugh at. I love you enough to want to love myself too.
Hi, my name is Danielle D. Smith, and I am the award-winning author of the book entitled Yesterday's Tomorrow. I am also the founder of the movement Don't Be Quiet, as well as the film producer by the same name, Don't Be Quiet. I began Don't Be Quiet in 2016 because I wanted people to understand that they have a voice. We are the voice for those that feel that they don't have a voice. We offer love, support, resources, understanding, and we believe you. Me being a survivor of child abuse and neglect, domestic violence, sexual assault, and suicide, I can understand what a lot of people are feeling out there that are dealing with abuse. So I wanted people to understand that you're not alone. You are not alone are 3 of the most powerful words that anyone can say to you. I understand. I understand what you're going through are another set of powerful words that people that are going through abuse just love to hear and be able to feel that. So don't be quiet. offers that type of support for anyone that's going through abuse. I love what I do. Genius is common. My genius is activism, compassion, informationalist, filmmaker, author. Genius is common.
Shorty, shorty, you're gonna bounce back, just don't be quiet. I won't be quiet. Just don't be quiet. I won't be quiet.
This is Hot Words Lyrical Theater. I'm your host, Danny J. We got my girl KB in the building. And we are bringing our first Daniel D. Smith. She is an author and a short film producer. How you doing, Danielle? Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Oh.
Hey, you coming in a little choppy. You want to try it again? Just to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, is that a lot better?
Oh yeah, much better. How you doing?
I'm doing amazing. How are you guys today?
Doing great. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. To introduce myself, I am Danielle D. Smith. I love saying that because it's an affirmation for me. So I am Danielle D. Smith. I am a survivor of child abuse, domestic violence, suicide, as well as sexual assault. Yes, I am a survivor of all of those things. I am an author, speaker, filmmaker, as well as an activist for those that are dealing with abuse. That is me.
And that's perfect. And I know Danielle is KB here. I know we had an opportunity to speak. Nice to speak to you again. But we're really sitting here talking about just your not letting the things that you've gone through be a struggle and hold you back, but actually allow you to thrive and not only help yourself but help others as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. You know, the crazy thing though is that one thing that I had to learn is I had to help myself before I could help anyone else. And my movement, Don't Be Quiet, actually did that. It saved my life. I was in an abusive marriage and didn't even know it because it was not physical. You know, once I did some research on how to get my movement out there, it was like, man, you should encompass all types of abuse. And when I started doing research, because that's just what I do, I started seeing all the different, you know, signs or ways that you can be abused. And there's, you know, there's emotional, there's verbal, there's financial, there's so many different ways. And when I started researching this, I was like, wait a minute, I'm in an abusive marriage. And I was like, you gotta go. You know, so it really, my movement saved me first. And then I was able to take the tools and say, okay, now let me help others.
Okay, definitely. And it's funny that you, well, not funny, but it's definitely important that you mentioned you gotta help yourself before you help others. So I'm assuming that's what led to you writing the book, Yesterday's Tomorrow, correct?
And I actually was already writing the book. And then about maybe 4 months into me writing a book, it took me a year to write it. 4 months into me writing a book, it was like I just kept having this pulling, and it was like I need to do more. I need to do more. Getting this book out there is not the only thing that can be done. And I believe that you should try to get, well, depending on what you're working on. But as for me personally, you know, because I want to reach the masses, then how am I going to reach them? You know, everyone doesn't read. Let's just be honest. So if everyone doesn't read, what's another way that I can get out there to them? Well, everybody loves t-shirts. We're in an era where everybody love a t-shirt, and you will rock it until the letters fall off, right? You know, and still rock it at home, you know. So I came up actually first with some buttons that said "Don't Be Quiet," because I wanted people to be able to wear it even if they were at work and needed to be business casual. And then I came up with the t-shirts, and it was just like, okay, now I still need to do more. And then the film came. Now, I've never gone to school for film, never, you know, had any connection with it at all. And so when it came about, I got scared, and I was like, I ain't never been here before. And that's how I knew it was God. And it was like, oh, okay, yeah, we need to rock this out. And so then once again, though, everybody doesn't like to wear a t-shirt. Everybody won't wear a button. Everybody doesn't read. Everybody doesn't like a docudrama. So what we going to do next? well, now I just dropped a theme song. So now I have a theme song that it actually just premiered today, actually. That's called Don't Be Quiet. It's a rap song. And that's how I'm going to pull my children in. And so next after that, then we're working on a line movement. So I'm going to get some dancers, and we're going to do a video. And so, yeah, so just trying to reach everybody with the movement.
You know, and I feel like that's really important, really interesting that you're such a go-getter with the different platforms, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not finding something that just works for you. You're actually finding something that works for multiple people, because as
right.
we all know, abuse is, you know what I'm saying, it's not about your color, you know, it's not about your race. It happens to everybody. So to find something so transcending, but I want to dial it back and just go to what was the actual actions that, you know, that made you a survivor, that made you, you know, a winner?
Oh, wow. Oh, that's a good question. So I would have to say my mom is a survivor. And I lived with her until I was 4. Until I was 5. I saw the crap she went through, and I was like, you know, I don't want to go through that. She was being abused and everything. And I was like, I don't want that to be my story, although it became my story. But what I didn't want it to do was to kill me in that. I didn't want to die in that. I didn't want to stay in that. So yes, I'm a survivor of domestic violence. So I've been in that situation, but I got out.
Right.
And it didn't take me, 7-10 times like the average person it does. And by no means am I saying, oh, I'm better than. No, it was just a determination that I had in listening to people, because I actually listened to a TV show where a guy was giving tips on how to get out. Statistics say that, it takes about 7 times for a person to leave their abuser, but that when you're trying to leave is the most crucial time, and that's when they can, things can flare, and that's usually when you die. I have a best friend that is a survivor. She was trying to leave her boyfriend, and he shot her twice, and then turned around and turned a gun on himself. And that's what she was doing. She was trying to leave. So we all know that that's the most crucial time. So, what I like to do is show that, show the ways to get out safely. But to go back to your question, I just had something in me that was just like, I don't want to stay where my mom stayed. I don't want to be here as long as she was. We always, as children, say, I don't want to be like my parents. I'm going to do things different. When I have my kids, I'm going to do this, and unfortunately, we end up doing what our parents did anyways. But the key part is when you find out that you're doing things that your parents did that you didn't like, change it. And that's what I decided to do. I just took a stand. I had a daughter, which I still do. I'm sorry, she's 16. At the time, she was 5 when I was in an abusive relationship, my physical abusive relationship. And I just was like, I don't want this to be her story. She did not see us fight. Thank God. So, I just was determined for her to not be like me. I want her to be better than I am. And I tell her that all the time. So that's really what my drive is I just want my daughter to have a better life. I want her to learn from me constantly and be better than me.
Right. I definitely understand that because, we both have children ourselves. So in breaking that cycle, what kind of conversations do you have with your daughter? Is it very direct, or is it more of a this could happen hypothetical? Like how does that go with you guys?
No, I'm very direct with her. Probably too direct. According to my parents, my parents think that I'm way too direct with her, but I really don't care. It's all about my parenting styles. You chose your parenting styles. This is how I'm going to do it, And my daughter is absolutely amazing. Like, she's so the bomb. If we were the same age, I would pray that she would be my friend. Like, she's so the bomb. And we are best friends, but not disrespectfully. Like, we're not best friends where we're going to go kick it at the club ever. But that's my girl. That's my road. But it's just important for me to tell her, because had I been told, oh, this abuse could happen to you, and told a different way that I could go, you know, then maybe I would not have gone that way. So that's what I'm doing with her. I'm the mother to her that I always wanted. I do things with her that I always wanted to do with my mom. You know, my daughter is 16 years old. I'm 5'9". She's taller than I am. And she still lays on me. You know, we can watch a movie together and she still lays on me all the time, like as if she's 2 years old. And I love that. You know, I've never had that with my mother, you know, just to sit and, you know, sometimes you just want your mama, you know, you know, you just want that touch. And I've never had that. And so I want her to have that. Touch is very important. It can, you know, even in any relationship, it's important, whether it's your children, whether it's your mate, whether it's your friends. You know, touch is very important. You embrace your friends, you hug them. That touch is important. Hugs are so important. You know, it gives off something. It just, you know, it just makes you feel good. Okay, let's just be real. And so, you know, I believe in having that with my daughter. Touch alone, I affirm her. You know, I'm always having her say her affirmations just as I am, you know, because it's definitely important. I want her to know that, you know, self-esteem, it's self-esteem. I want her to build herself up, but at the same time, I'm her biggest cheerleader on the side, you know, cheering her on just as she is for me. I'm always like, you know, I got my hitter to the left of me, always. And that's my daughter. So, yeah, so I'm very direct with her. But, you know, I've told her a lot of things that have happened in my life. You know, she's read parts of my book. She knows my story. She was there every step of the way helping me with my film and everything. And I just wouldn't be here without her. I wouldn't.
Right. You know what? We appreciate you so much. We got to go ahead and drop this, you know, the Hub radio commercial. But go ahead and give us your plug, you know, for your social media. That way our listeners know where to find you.
Yes, I am on Instagram and Facebook under I am Danielle D. Smith. That's Danielle D. D is like Danielle. I'm also on there as my movement is on there as Don't Be Quiet and the number 1.
Thank you so much for coming on. Again, we would like to have you, know what I'm saying, another day, another time, another segment.
Definitely.
We would love to have you back.
Definitely,
We definitely appreciate you. For our listeners, please go check out Don't Be Quiet, Miss Danielle D. Smith. Again, that is Don't Be Quiet. We appreciate you so much, Queen. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have an amazing day.
You too.
Thank
you. Hey, I mean, she was legit. I like her.
I like her vibe too. I'm telling you, when I say she is my spirit animal, especially because some of the things we talked about, she deals with her daughter, I deal with my daughter. It's like, it's serious. You got to be careful. And it's, as I mentioned before, it's very easy to fall into some type of abuse and you not even know it. So it's the work that she's doing is great. And again, that was Danielle D. Smith, author of Yesterday's Tomorrow, and tap into the Don't Be Quiet movement. We definitely want to make sure we check out the film. She has so much going on.
Right. I love it, though. I love it because she's such a go-getter.
Exactly.
It's so many different things that you can do for, you know, the platforms. We're going to go ahead and get on to this, you know, Hub Radio commercial. Again, you're listening to Hot Words Lyrical Theater. I'm your host, Danny J, with my host, KB. And actually, we're going to bring on Samaya Gambrell after this commercial. After this break. Right. I mean, just, you know, doing the hot
Cleanup Man. We provide professional, affordable, dependable services from carpet cleaning and upholstery to flooring 7 days a week, same day or by appointment. So call, text, or message 562-279-6488 for service as good as advertised.
Love is a weapon, love is a cure, it's an addiction that most can't ignore. We crave it, we need it, we feel it, no meaning. When I leave them, no feelings.
Hub City Dre, man, the Hub Radio, we are on our way to Centennial High School, man, to teach, got 400 men coming together to teach all the boys in the high school how to tie a tie properly. Just kind of getting back to the city, man. Just trying to get the kids, boys ready for real world.
The Hub Radio.
I put out the call. Thank you guys for answering the call. All right. What we have here simply is we're going to teach the young men how to tie ties. Okay? We're going to jump in 30% of the young men may be from foster care. Okay? So if we have 400, we're going to have about 120 of them from foster care that have never had a man in their life. Okay? Some young men may not even have a father in their life. So this may be the very first time they have interaction with a man.
Hub City Dre, man, from the Hub Radio. We are out here at Centennial High School, man. We are about to teach these young men how to tie ties. We got a whole bunch of men coming out here to support. The sheriff department is there holding it down, man. Students, staff, everybody here to have a good time, man. They're holding it down for the men in the streets.
Yes.
How did you know that it was a need for these guys to know how to tie ties?
Because, you know, we knew a lot of young men who never knew how to tie ties, and then we're in the hip-hop generation now, so everybody kind of wear tennis shoes and t-shirts, and so I was like, this is a good way for us to interact. Like, we can teach how to tie a tie, so when you have your wedding, or you're going to somewhere nice, you know how to knot up.
The Hub Radio. The Hub Radio.
Yo, what's up? It's your girl KB, straight out of Inglewood. First time on Hood Jeopardy, about to smash these dudes. They're not ready. Been talking trash since I got here. Going for the dub right now.
It's your boy Skrillafoya, straight out of Compton, California. About to get on this Hood Jeopardy, Hub Radio. You know what I'm saying? Get these big W's. I don't know what the other two came to do, but I came to win. They came to lose. Don't snooze. You hear it?
What it do, you already know what it is. It's your boy Juiced Up on them. I came to smash these two contestants. I mean, Dre, for real, you really gotta play this shit. You already know who gonna win, man. I came here for the W, baby, like J-Rock. Let's get it, win.
Hello. We are back with Hot Words Lyrical Theater. If you have missed the show thus far, please go to thehubradio.net/hotwords. That is thehubradio.net/hotwords with a Z. I'm your host, Danny J, with my girl, KV. And we have Miss Tamaya Gambrell. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
I'm glad. We was chopping it up before the show. She's a little nervous, so I want y'all to go ahead and give her a good Hot Words welcome. KB, that was you.
My bad. No, honestly, thank you so much for being here. You know, Danielle Tamia is the author of Escaped Death.
Yes.
Which tells a little bit about your story.
You feel me? It took her 90 days to write it.
It took you 90 days?
Yes.
I've been working on my book for 6 months. Oh, the disrespect. I'm just kidding.
I was a victim of commercial sex trafficking down Long Beach Boulevard in Figueroa, Sepulveda, and I survived a serial killer, and I did an autobiography on my life. I was stabbed up multiple times in my face, my neck, my back, and my leg, and I decided to do a story on my life, to actually go back on Long Beach Boulevard, to tell these girls my story, to actually get them out of commercial sex trafficking, to let them know you guys can tell your story to help other girls get up off the streets, because sex trafficking today actually affects 4.8 million people across the world, boys and girls, women, in the country, out of the country.
So just to back up a little bit, because that was a lot and it just completely blew my mind. How did you even get into that situation, if you don't mind, because I'm sure it's in the book.
No, because I was dealing with a guy that act like he wanted to be my boyfriend. And that's how they pull you in. They act like they care about you, act like they love you, act like they're here for you. And once they get you at a place in your mind, they think they got you. And once they get you, I can do whatever I want to her. It's like remote control. I control it. Right. I tell you when to move. I tell you when to eat. I tell you when to sleep. I tell you when to go get my money. I tell you when to walk the track. I tell you what to do. Keep your face down. Stay in pocket. Get my money. Bring it back.
Wow. Oh, wow. That's not as deep. That's real deep. And I know we was chopping it up earlier. You feel me? And I did ask you. I want to ask you again. You know, just for our listeners. You know, what was your surviving factor? Just that factor was like, yo, I have to survive. I have to win. I can't stand this. You know, what actions and thoughts were that you had? What were those?
What was actually going through my head was like, oh my God, Lord, get me up out of this. I couldn't call on nobody but Jesus because it was nobody there. It was just me trapped up in a car. You can get in, but you couldn't get out of the car. So he rigged the car up. He already had it set up when I got in his car that I was going to pay her and I'm going to kill her after I date her. Wow. And when I tried to get out the car, I said, I can't get out. So I was trying to call a pimp, like, help me. I'm stuck. Like, I'm stuck. And he like, where are you? He took my phone and he broke it in half.
Wow.
And I'm screaming, and next thing you know, I'm getting stabbed. And I'm fighting for my life as I'm getting stabbed up. I was able to take control of the steering wheel as I'm getting stabbed. Swipe, like, I kind of crashed his car.
Oh, this is why you're driving?
No, while he was driving. He was trying to get away from, like, he was trying to take me away. He was telling me, I'm going to take your body and I'm going to cut it up into pieces. Nobody will find you. And I panicked. And when I panicked, I hopped out of the car on the driver's side. I couldn't get out on the passenger side. I had to get out on the driver's side, and I rolled down the street. And I was screaming for help, and I was just praying to God because there was nobody there. So that was the only person that I could actually call on, and blood was coming out of my body everywhere. I didn't know where I was stabbed at. I didn't know where. It was just a lot of blood, and I was just running down the street. And I was just screaming for help. It was about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. He was so nervous, he drove off because I had made a big scene.
Right.
And I had to go to the hospital. And when I went to the hospital, they was like, you're a blessing to be alive, because I passed out. I stopped breathing for a minute. And I was just so scared. And every time the doctors would come in, I would tell them, like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Like, I'm dying. Help me. I'm dying. They said, well, you're not going to die. We're going to, like, I just start panicking. And they kept telling me, we're going to help you. We're going to help you. You're going to survive this. And I said, oh, my gosh. And I stopped breathing for a minute. I actually stopped breathing on my way to the hospital because I passed out. And I actually came back. I blanked out. Everything just went blank. I don't know what happened. It was just like I woke up. I was in the hospital, and all these stitches, they had stitches every time. It was so funny at one point because the doctor, every time the doctors was coming out, I was like, what is that for?
Right.
What is this? And he was like, you have to get stitches because my eye was the size of a golf ball.
Ooh.
This eye was so big over my eye, and I was like, oh my God, it's like, you know, it was an inch away from my artery under my tongue.
Wow.
I could have been paralyzed in my back because I was stabbed in my back. My knee was busted open. And I knew, I told God, I said, if you let me get away and I survive, I promise I'll never go out again and I'll never turn another trick a day in my life. I'm too scared.
I know that's right.
I'm too scared for my life because everything in your life come and go, but your life, you only get that once.
Exactly.
You only get one chance with that. And I made a promise to myself that I would never go back out there. I would never do that again. I'm too scared. And I go out and I share my story on Long Beach Boulevard. To this day, I go walk down Long Beach Boulevard and I go ask girls and I go talk to girls. And they actually surround me and they actually listen to me and they actually tell me. And I tell them, as I'm getting myself together, I'm going to come back and I'm going to help you girls get up off the streets, get some kind of housing going for them, get something going for the city. Like, I'm really trying to get a Long Beach Boulevard movement going on right now to help these girls, to help prostitution, because it's bad. Right. But it needs to start from our hometown, from our city, because there's babies out there, 12-year-old little girls, 13-year-old little girls. They like them young now. And these girls are actually dropping out of school thinking that that's life. That's not life. You're playing Russian roulette with your life because you can get HIV.
Right.
Somebody could kill you. A pimp could kill you. You can get kidnapped. Anything can happen. Anything can happen out there.
So, and I know that going through so much and going back and talking to the girls, why was it important for you to write this book?
It was important because actually I had a vision. Getting off the 91 freeway one day, getting off on Long Beach Boulevard, God gave me a clear vision and said, you're going to write a book on this street. And I wasn't too for sure. And I did it. And then I kept doing it. And I said, I'm going to go back and I'm actually going to help these girls. We're going to get a movement going. We're going to get a reality show going on Long Beach Boulevard to actually pull these girls out. And my dreams are actually coming to pass. Dreams are real. Because what you dream about, you have to actually turn your dreams into reality to actually see it. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm still doing it.
Right. Wow. You know, that, I mean, honestly, just your small testimony, you are definitely a miracle. You know what I'm saying? Your small testimony just right now is so crazy in itself because, you know, as we were talking earlier, I mentioned, you know, there's so many people that haven't even experienced, you know, firsthand. Like, you know, how many people, you know, they'll be like, oh, I experienced a serial killer, you know? So for you to have that fight or flight and just have to get what you got to get and do what you got to do to survive, you feel me? You can actually speak the language, you know, to the girls who are on Long Beach Boulevard. You know, you can talk to them. And, you know, even being on our show today, because this is an international show, you know, because as you said 4.8 million girls, right? You know, that's worldwide. That's nationwide, you know? And for you to, you know, come and tell us about it, you know, and let them know that, you know, you escaped death. And with your book published in 2017, it's a lot of people that you can reach that, you know, that you can't actually physically talk to sometimes. But I love your start. I love where you're starting from. You know, your book was technically your first start, but to me, your real start, you know, within itself is actually talking to the girls, you know, on Long Beach saying, yo, I lived the life, you know what I'm saying? And I came so far, I survived. You know, it's not to knock you, you know, to make you feel down about yourself. Nah, but it's like, babe, you know, these are the things that can happen to you when you're just out here, you know, and I definitely appreciate that. You know, do you have any social media that we can follow you on? Can you tell us where that's at?
My Instagram is Escape Death. And actually, Escape Death is XSCAPED_DEATH_book Arthur. And my Facebook is Tamaya, and the last name is Gambree, GAMBREE.
Okay, Gambree. Okay, we got you.
Okay, and then also, Tamaya, I know that you're telling us, like, this is something you're trying to start this movement and get everything going. How can we help? What can our listeners do to help you get to what you're trying to do?
Actually, I'm getting ready to do a crowdfunding campaign to raise money so, like, I can get a building to make my book better, to actually help the girls go out, pass out hygiene kits to them, dishes, soap, toothpaste, you know, even some type of gift cards for food and stuff, because those guys don't be feeding them. Sometimes they go hungry because they have to bring their trap. Sometimes their trap be $500 to $1,000, and if they don't have that $500 to $1,000, you're not about to eat.
Okay, all right, definitely. So once that's started, and again, tap into all her social media.
Right, please do.
So we can get the links. So we could definitely do something, give something $1, $2. Everything's gonna count.
Exactly.
So we can help you make your dreams, your vision, because only God gave you a vision like that to go ahead and just help these girls, help these people, and do more than, because you're already doing amazing things. So whatever we can do to help, we're definitely gonna try to tap in. And again, our listeners, definitely tap in. And one more time, the social media, spell it out for us, the Instagram.
The Instagram, actually, you guys can just type in my name, Tamaya, Tamia, last name Gambrell. My Facebook is Tamia, last name Gambree.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much, Queen, for coming on the show. We do appreciate you. Right now, we're going to go to our commercial break. This is our Hot Words video called When Love Arrives. So hopefully, you know, y'all pay attention to that. And we'll be back with Miss Tamaya, and we'll wrap it up. All right, y'all.
Thank you.
I knew exactly what love looked like in 7th grade.
Even though I hadn't met Love yet, if Love had wandered into my homeroom, I would have recognized him at first glance. Love wore a hemp necklace.
I would have recognized her at first glance. Love wore a tight French braid.
Love played acoustic guitar and knew all my favorite Beatles songs.
Love wasn't afraid to ride the bus with me. And I knew
I just must be checking the wrong classrooms.
Just must be searching the wrong hallways. She was there. I was sure of it.
If only I could find him.
But when Love finally showed up, she had a bowl cut.
He wore the same clothes every day for a week.
Love hated the bus.
Love didn't know anything about the Beatles.
Instead, every time I tried to kiss Love, our teeth got in the way.
Love became the reason I lied to my parents.
I'm going to Ben's house.
Love had terrible rhythm on the dance floor, but made sure we never missed a slow song.
Love waited by the phone because she knew if her father picked up, it would be,
hello. Hello.
Oh my God.
I guess they hung up.
And Love grew.
Love stretched like a trampoline.
Love changed.
Love disappeared, slowly, like baby teeth, losing parts of me I thought I needed.
Love vanished like an amateur magician. Everyone could see the trapdoor but me.
Like a flat tire. There were other places I had planned on going.
But my plans didn't matter.
Love stayed away for years. And when Love finally reappeared,
I barely recognized her. Love smelled different now. Had darker eyes.
A broader back. Love came with freckles I didn't recognize.
New birthmarks, a softer voice.
Now there were new sleeping patterns.
New favorite books.
Love had songs that reminded him of someone else.
Songs Love didn't like to listen to. So did I. But we found a park bench that fit us perfectly.
We found jokes that make us laugh.
And now Love makes me fresh homemade chocolate chip cookies.
But Love will probably finish most of them for a midnight snack.
Love looks great in lingerie, but still likes to wear her retainer.
Love is a terrible driver, but a great navigator.
Love knows where she's going. It just might take her 2 hours longer than she planned.
Love is messier now.
Not as simple.
Love uses the word boobs in front of my parents.
Love chews too loudly.
Love leaves the cap off the toothpaste.
Love uses smiley faces in her text messages.
And turns out,
Love shits.
But Love also cries. And Love will tell you you are beautiful.
And mean it.
Over and over again.
You are beautiful.
When you just wake up.
You are beautiful.
When you've just been crying.
You are beautiful.
When you don't want to hear it.
You are beautiful.
When you don't believe it.
You are beautiful.
When nobody else will tell you.
You are beautiful.
Love still thinks you are beautiful.
But Love is not perfect and will sometimes forget.
When you need to hear it most.
You are beautiful.
Do not forget this.
Love is not who you were expecting. Love is not what you can predict.
Maybe Love is in New York City, already asleep. You are in California, India, Australia, wide awake. Maybe Love is always in the wrong time zone.
Maybe Love is not ready for you. Maybe you are not ready for Love.
Maybe Love just isn't the marrying type.
Maybe the next time you see Love is 20 years after the divorce. Love looks older now, but just as beautiful as you remember.
Maybe Love is only there for 1 month.
Maybe Love is there for every firework, every birthday party, every hospital visit.
Maybe Love stays.
Maybe Love can't. Maybe Love shouldn't. Love arrives exactly when Love is supposed to. And Love leaves exactly when Love must.
When Love arrives, say,
welcome. Make yourself comfortable. If Love leaves, ask her to leave the door open behind her.
Turn off the music. Listen to the quiet.
Whisper. Thank you for stopping by.
Hub City Dre, man. The Hub Radio, we are on our way to Centennial High School, man, to teach, got 400 men coming together to teach all the boys in the high school how to tie a tie properly. Just kind of giving back to the city, man. Just trying to get the kids, boys ready for real world.
The Hub Radio.
I put out the call. Thank you guys for answering the call. All right? What we have here simply is we're going to teach the young men how to tie ties. Okay? We're going to jump in. 30% of the young men may be from foster care. Okay? So if we have 400, we're going to have about 120 of them from foster care that have never had a man in their life. Okay? Some young men may not have even had a father in their life. So this may be the very first time they have interaction with a man.
Hub City Dre, man, from the Hub Radio. We are out here at Centennial High School, man. We are about to teach these young men how to tie ties. We got a whole bunch of men coming out here to support. The sheriff department is there, holding it down, man. Students, staff, everybody here. They'll have a good time, man. They're holding it down for the men in the city.
Yes.
How did you know that it was a need for these guys to learn how to tie ties?
Because, you know what, we knew a lot of young men who never knew how to tie ties, and then we're in the hip-hop generation now, so everybody's kind of wearing tennis shoes and t-shirts, and so I was like, this is a good way for us to interact. Like, we can teach how to tie a tie, so when you have your wedding, or you're going to somewhere nice, you'll know how to knot up.
Hub Radio.
Hub City.
Oh, Jesus. What was that? That's called a technical difficulty, y'all, but it's all good. Welcome back to the HubRadio.net. We are Hot Words Lyrical Theater. I'm your girl. What's my name again? Danny J? I guess, yes, it might be. With KB and Miss Tamaya. Please, one last time for our listeners, can you go ahead and give us your social media plugs as well as, you know, you changing the culture and how you're doing that?
Okay, my Instagram is TAMIAGAMBRELL. That's Escape Deaf Book Arthur. And also my Facebook is Tamaya Gambree, TAMIA, last name GAMBREE. And I'm also doing a crowdfunding campaign to actually help Long Beach Boulevard, to actually help Figueroa, to actually help the girls get up off the streets, to open up buildings, open up housing, open up counseling, to actually do something with commercial sex trafficking in the city of Compton off of Long Beach Boulevard. We need help. We need to get these girls up off the streets. You can't change everyone, but there are some girls out of there that want to change. It may be 30 girls on Long Beach Boulevard and only 5 of them want to change. And some of them actually like what they're doing. Some of them actually call it a lifestyle. And I actually want to help the ones that actually want to be helped. So I'm trying to raise money so I can actually come back and I can actually help them. You know, I want to give these girls an opportunity. You know, some of them may want to write a book, and I will actually help them just so they can get up out of that lifestyle. So this is what I'm doing for my community to make Compton better, and I'm actually happy that the Hub Radio is actually giving me my first interview in my city, in my town, to actually come together. And we actually going to make some changes in 2019 with Long Beach Boulevard. This is the hardest part of Compton. You know, on the east side of Compton, it's really bad over here, and a lot of changes need to come, so people need to come together, and everybody, you know, need to participate in this crowdfunding campaign. If it's 50 cents, if it's $1, $5, $10, just so I can meet the actual mark.
Right.
So is the link for the crowdfunding on your social media?
I haven't put it up yet, but I will be putting it up after this.
Okay, bet. So as soon as it's up, everybody tap in. Again, go to her social media, Instagram, Facebook, tap in, look for the book Escape Deaf. That's available on Amazon.
Yeah. I'm on lulu.com, LULU.com, and I'm on Kindle.
Kindle, okay.
Okay, boom.
I was almost close.
You was. But you know what? If you have missed the show thus far, please tap into HotWordsLyricalTheater.com. Again, that is hotwordslyricaltheater.com, because you definitely need to go ahead and support girl, because she is doing the damn thing. I really appreciate that, Queen. I really do. And if you've missed any of our guests or any of our people thus far, if you go to hotwordslyricaltheater.com, you can review the show, as well as thehubradio.net/hotwords with a Z. We're going to go ahead and drop another commercial on y'all. I know, KB, I know I'm killing you. I can't help it, but it's all right.
It's alright, and just thank you so much, Queen.
Coco's Lip Smacking Cupcakes offers custom cakes and cupcakes for every occasion. We proudly bake everything from scratch. With every moist and mouth-watering bite, you will be smacking your lips by the time you are finished. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Lip Smacking Cupcakes.
Cleanup Man. We provide professional, affordable, dependable services from carpet cleaning and upholstery to flooring, 7 days a week, same day or by appointment. So call, text, or message 562-279-6488 for service as good as advertised.
Love is a weapon, love is a cure. It's an addiction that most can't ignore. We crave it, we need it, we feel it, no meaning. When I leave them, no feelings.
Hub City Dre, man, the Hub Radio.
That the culture needs to do a little bit better, and we can only help ourselves.
I feel that. Hey, we are in studio today with our next guest, aka Roderick Talley, the author. I like how you got, we got notes on everybody, but
It's okay, I got you. Roderick Talley is the author of Sinner Turned Advocate Turn. No, wait. Sinner Turn.
Come on.
Come on, Roderick.
Role model.
Help me. Role model.
Come on, man.
Advocate.
Come on.
There you go.
We was there.
Go. I know it's a bit lengthy, but
no,
yeah.
you didn't leave us any notes, and we thought we knew, but we failed the test.
Oh, I knew it was role model.
And in case y'all didn't know, y'all was tuned in to Hot Words Lyrical Theater, only on the Hub Radio. In case you missed any part of it, you want to go to hotwordslyricaltheater.com, or you can always tap in at thehubradio.net/hotwords. And jumping back to Roderick.
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna help y'all. Y'all mind if we start with a poem? I know it's a lyrical show.
You got poems for us?
We got it's a lyrical show. We haven't gotten a chance to get into that.
And bless us with that.
All right, go ahead.
Well, he gotta get the smooth voice on first.
I gotta get the smooth.
I can mess with him because he's a host.
Drop down real low for us.
So, this poem is called "Rest in Chaos." I didn't say rest in peace. Mm-hmm. I said rest in chaos. And I pray that this helps somebody out there. I've been attending numerous funerals over the past few years. I buried some of my former pleasures and issues, yet I didn't bury them with tears. In fact, I buried them with joy instead of mourning their deaths. However, I later realized that they are still alive and remain to have breath. They're just dormant and will remain alive as long as their master and Satan roams throughout the earth. So here, I make my condolences to be known. Rest in chaos to the pornography addiction that strangled my blessings for many years. Sweet nightmares to the demon that kept me in a mental bondage that was caused by fear. Reclining fire to the forces attempting to wreak havoc on my peaceful home. Unwinding turmoil to the spirits constantly trying to append me from my God-given throne. Rest in chaos to the spirit of doubt. Rest in chaos to the feeling of shame. Rest in chaos to that punk Lucifer who keeps trying to play with my emotions like it's a game. Rest in chaos to the spirits behind the law enforcement officers who's killing our youth. Rest in chaos to the spiritual and political leaders who continue to lie to the public and conceal the truth. Rest in chaos to that anger issue, my brother, and no longer has control over you. Rest in chaos to that depression, my sister. I speak joy and peace to come upon you. I speak freedom from the chains of generational bondage that has hindered us. And to the demons who think I'm going to waste any more breath on them, rest in chaos in the mighty name of Jesus. And that's it.
Hey! He done got the grown man voice.
Man, we hardly ever get to hear Roderick speak for us.
You feel me?
Man.
I didn't know. I want to apologize right now.
In the words of Village Slum, what's that?
Yes, shout out to Village.
Bars.
Right.
Shout out to Village Slum, by the way. We hope you get better soon, brother.
Roderick, my little heart.
It's fluttering.
How do we even?
We just want to go straight to the plug.
How do we find you? We're not supposed to do the plugs, but
so, you can find me on Instagram. I'm at the Roderick the Writer, and I'll repeat that later on.
Okay.
RODERICK the Writer, one word. On Instagram, it's just my full name, Roderick Desmond Talley.
Okay. Nice. All right, Roderick. So now that you don't touch all our hearts and souls, let's jump into this book. Right. So the title itself, very interesting, of course. Sinner turned role model turned advocate, available on Amazon officially, right?
Yeah, Amazon. They just made it available back on Prime.
If you got Prime,
if you got Prime, it'll get to you in about 2 days.
2 of them.
2 at the max. Might be the same.
Might be next day.
Might be the next.
Might be same day if you got the drones. You feel me?
It might be.
My auntie got Prime. That's like all my stuff.
We all got Prime if she got Prime.
Exactly.
Anyway, so tell us about the book. What made you want to write it?
So the title. Let me get on the title itself. The title itself is not saying that I'm no longer a sinner. I mean, I still make my mistakes, and every single day in pretty much every area of my life. So, I'm human. I'm human just like everybody else. But it describes the mindset. I went from somebody who was looking to get into trouble to somebody who was kind of tired of being that person and was like, you know what, I realized I got people looking up to me. What kind of role model do I want to be? Do I want to be a positive one, or do I want to be leading people down the wrong path? And then I went to the turn advocate part. Just means I'm an advocate for Christ. I realized that Jesus, man, he's had a major impact on my life. I'm a totally different, I'm going to say totally different. You know, he wanted me to keep some of them parts. But I'm a different man. I'm wiser. I'm better. And I look at myself better, and I treat people better because of him. And I realized what I do is take lessons I learned from reading the Bible, lessons from past experiences, and things that I learned from reading on our history as a culture, as a nation, and I kind of mix them in to just help people, encourage people, make them realize, you know, what's the truth about things, and just encourage them. Especially, I try to get into young men that are in high schools and things, and try to tell them things like what they're expected once they step into manhood, especially if they're a man of color.
Right.
And I think that's real important. I'm looking to do things like going to prisons, talking to inmates, talking to young ladies as well. Of course, that's very important.
Right.
And then living by that example. So that's mainly it.
I feel it. No, don't get quiet now. You done already had all this bass in your voice. Keep that bass in your voice. Come on,
that same energy.
You can't go back to the beginning. I'm
No.
But even with that, so Roderick, as we mentioned earlier, you're not from LA. So,
no.
Ohio.
I'm originally from Cincinnati and Dayton, Ohio. I was raised in Ohio, and I was born in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which when I didn't actually learn until I moved here to California, that is the home of Black Wall Street. But that's a whole nother, and that's a
whole
nother, that's
kind of a whole nother book right there.
Yeah, that kind of, you know, that kind of really triggered me into be like, you know, what am I really doing? You know, what can I do? It made me realize I could do more to help people. You know, not just teach them truth, but try to help people build a better future for themselves. As I'm doing it myself. So.
You know, I like the wavelength that we're on because it's interesting that you mentioned Black Wall Street because actually with reading your bio, you do have a picture, you know.
Yes.
Right, and I was going to ask you, I'm like, you know, how is that significant to you? But you've already answered that question.
That was major significance. I hadn't been back to Tulsa. That picture is from about a year and a half ago, and I hadn't been back there since I was 3 years old.
Wow.
So to be able to go back there after what I had learned and to see some of the memorials that was put up and actually walk the streets that was like all those businesses was on, it was like, man, I'm destined to do much better. But I knew I had to take that information and use it in the right way as a God-fearing man, because that thing, you know, if you read up on that stuff, it can create some real hatred in your heart. If you look back on how this country was created, and I call this country the divided states of America, but if you look on how that stuff is created, it can create some real hatred in your heart. But that's why I want to use that and channel that to more positive outcomes.
Right. And you know what, speaking of hatred, I know that you said even in your bio, you know, you had to deal with anger issues and stuff like that. I was wondering, did that have anything to do with you taking a break or a step back from poetry?
Actually, the anger issue, the poetry came as a result of my anger issues. Poetry actually came as, when I was in middle school and high school, it came as the first avenue I realized that I can express that anger and not get into any trouble for it. I wasn't starting fights anymore. I wasn't calling people out their names and nothing like that.
Oh, you was with it.
Oh, yeah. It was a little bit, it's kind of crazy. I wasn't getting in trouble in the household anymore with my siblings and stuff like that. And so the poetry actually came at, you know, I realized I had some kind of a gift in it. And then I took a break from it after high school because I became more focused on trying to make some money, trying to get it to where, what can I do to prevent my upbringing to where I could prevent the kind of upbringing I had when I had my own family. And I had a good upbringing. I had good, you know, parents, but, you know, we just had a low income household, and I just got tired of like not being able to do things because of lack of finances. So I became more focused on trying to figure out ways to make more money. And then slowly I kind of came back to, you know what, I need to get back to writing. I need to get back to the things I love to do. And so that's kind of how it came about.
I feel that. So, with your book being out, you know, can we expect any more? Because I know you said you were focused
Absolutely.
this year.
Absolutely. I actually plan on I'm building a brand of books. I have at least 6 more books that I'm going to write. The next one I plan to submit for publishing in around August time frame. And so, yes, the next one is going to be a poetry book as well. It's going to be called On the Battlefield. It's going to be themed where we deal with not just physical battles, but mental battles, spiritual battles, battles with people close to us, like our family and our friends. And it's going to be poems more based on that. So, yeah, but I have at least 6 more. I'm building a brand, and I definitely plan on spreading the messages about those books, you know.
Right. Well, I know you're promoting this year your first book, you know, which is the current one that we're talking about. So, guys, for our listeners, guys and gals out there, yes, I did say gals, please go ahead and text or call 424-244-4321 if you have any questions or comments for Roderick. Again, he is one of our actual hosts on Hot Words Lyrical Theater. So it's really cool that we can go ahead and interview him at this time. I think it's amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, we finally get to hear from you because, you know, you be in the kind of, you know, laid back in the court. Right. No, I was going to say in the corner, but you know, in the corner.
I see a lot going on, and I be enjoying the show myself and forgetting that I'm actually on it sometimes. So, yeah.
Come on. We talked about this, man. You got to get the bass. Come on.
Put the bass in
the voice. There
we go. Because, you know, we got to hear you. You feel me?
It's there.
We definitely do.
It's there.
I'm so excited though, because I actually have seen you, you know, vend at what was the last Lynette's, you know, poetry show. I actually seen you vend there, and I'm like really excited about that. So we'll actually come back to that after we take this quick break. This is, you know, Hot Words Lyrical Theater. We are on the hubradio.net/Hot Words. What is it?
The Hub Radio.
Yo, what's up? It's your girl KB, straight out of Inglewood. First time on Hood Jeopardy, about to smash these dudes. They not ready. Been talking trash since I got here. Going for the dub right now.
It's your boy Skrilla Foyer, straight out of Compton, California. About to get on this Hood Jeopardy, Hub Radio. You know what I'm saying? Get these big W's. I don't know what the other two came to do, but I came to win. They came to lose. already know what it is. It's your boy Juice Up On. I came to smash these two contestants. I mean, Drake, for real. Really gotta play this shit. You already know who gon' win, man. I came here for the W, baby, like J-Rock. Let's get it, win.
Coco's Lip Smacking Cupcakes offers custom cakes and cupcakes for every occasion. We proudly bake everything from scratch. With every moist and mouth-watering bite, you will be smacking your lips by the time you are finished. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Lip Smacking Cupcakes.
Cleanup Man. We provide professional, affordable, dependable services from carpet cleaning and upholstery to flooring 7 days a week, same day or by appointment. So call, text, or message 562-279-6488 for service as good as advertised.
Love is a weapon, love is a cure, it's an addiction that most can't ignore. We crave it, we need it, we feel it, we mean it. When I leave them, no feelings.
Hub City Dre, man, the Hub Radio, we are on our way to Centennial High School, man, to teach, got 400 men coming together to teach all the boys in the high school how to tie your tie properly. Just kind of giving back to the city, man, just trying to get the kids, boys ready for real world.
The Hub Radio.
I put out the call. Thank you guys for answering the call. All right. What we have here simply is we're going to teach young men how to tie ties. Okay. We're going to jump in 30% of the young men may be from foster care. Okay. So if we have 400, we're going to have about 120 of them from foster care that have never had a man in their life. Okay. Some young men may not have even had a father in their life. So this may be the very first time they have interaction with a man.
Hub City Dre, man, from the Hub Radio. We are out here at Centennial High School, man. We are about to teach these young men how to tie ties. We got a whole bunch of men coming out here to support. The sheriff department is there, hold it down, man. Students, staff, everybody here. We'll have a good time, man. Hold it down for the men in the streets.
Yes.
How did you know that it was a need for these guys to tie ties?
Because, you know what, we know a lot of young men who never knew how to tie ties, and then we're in the hip-hop generation now, so everybody kind of wear tennis shoes and t-shirts, and so I was like, this is a good way for us to interact. Like, we can teach how to tie a tie, so when you have your wedding, or you're going somewhere nice, you know how to tie
The Hub Radio.
With Hot Words Lyrical Theater. We're back with Mr. Tally. Go ahead and give us your plug.
Once again, I'm a plug at Instagram. It is Roderick the Writer, all one word, Roderick. On Facebook, it is my name, Roderick Desmond Tally.
It's okay, I forgot my name earlier too.
I know, yeah. I don't know how that happens. But yeah, that's pretty much.
It's the lights.
It could be.
Y'all gotta start saying y'all name like Danielle D. Smith. You
right.
Like I am.
She put some bad.
Roger,
Right.
the writer.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Roger Desmond Tally.
Shout out
Candace J. Y'all gotta put some bass in y'all voice and say y'all name.
Shout out to Danielle D. Smith, representing
Right.
Ohio too. Yeah. We're gonna have to link up next time I get out there. So
I like this.
Y'all should. Y'all could do a lot of good in the hood.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of good in the hood. Especially because I wanted to tap in real quick because, you know, we covered the sinner turned role model turned advocate, and I know you mentioned that you're an advocate for Christ. So as of late, how have you been spreading God's good word to the people?
I've been first of
all right,
no, you good.
Go on,
well, mainly I'm making sure I'm actually presenting myself as somebody that's not on a high horse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a man of God, I'm a Christian, but I'm not better than you or anybody
like
else
that.
that's on the planet, and I make sure I come off like that.
Right.
That way people are more, you know, lenient to
Open.
talk. Yeah, open to talk to me, hear what I gotta say, and I just try to figure out ways to get more involved in person. Trying to visit the high schools, trying to just talk to people on the streets. I haven't done this in about a month or so, but I sometimes just go up to groups of people I would see on the streets and just ask if I could say a quick prayer for them.
I feel that.
I assist with, there's a center, sober living center that I found that's not too far from here in Long Beach, where it's former drug addicts, and so I get to talk to them.
Okay.
Let them know God still loves them. God, you know, still has a purpose for their life, and that's basically the message I tell people. Like, God loves you no matter what you've done. Even if you don't believe in God, man, He loves you, and that He has a purpose for your life. No matter how much time you done spend in the wrong, you know, doing your own thing, He still has a purpose for your life, and you realize, yeah, you got your mistakes, but you know, He still got some work for you if you're willing to. You know, seek Him for it. So that's what I do.
What's up, Reverend Kim?
My
What's
Lord.
up?
First of all,
Reverend KB, how you doing?
I'm not a reverend. God's still working on me.
No, I'm just saying the way, you know, you touching your chest like.
No,
it
because
speaks
Robert
to
really
you.
touched my heart. I don't know if y'all know this. First, he started off with the poem that had me in my feelings.
Yes.
And then he speaks the truth. And since I've met this man, day one, he has genuinely been nice. He's the type of person that genuinely listens. So when I say God is working through him, like straight up, it's not a joke. It's not for clout. It's
Right.
like he's humble like Kendra said to be. Like he's just everything. My man, give me some.
That's the goal. That's the goal. I try to, when I get feedback from people that read my book, and they say like, man, that really talked to me. You got a few poems that really touched me, and I'm like, yo, that's
real.
that was my goal. You know, keep up with me, man. Stay in touch with me. Let me know how you doing, and keep up with the work I'm doing, because I'm going to be doing more work. You know, so as long as that's the real impact. Actually making a genuine impact in people's lives. So that's my reward personally. So
I feel that. You like, you know, humble like a box of Krispy Kreme donuts.
I hate it.
I'm just saying, they flight. I'm just saying, like, as far as a person, I'm a foodie, okay? So I'm gonna compare it to food. You know what I'm saying? Humble like a box of Krispy Kreme. Yes.
Y'all know wow.
It's flight. But you know what I'm saying? You know, they don't have the little sprinkles, you know, just got the regular little glaze. You feel me?
Straight up glaze.
Exactly. See, you got your glaze, you be in your spot, you be doing what you doing.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're not going. I'm talking about the original Krispy Kreme, all right? The hot and ready that's on the sign, you know, the original recipe. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I feel it.
Another thing I do, I'm big on is networking. I'm making sure I support other artists, especially if you got a positive message.
Right.
So, like Miss Tamaya Gamble, I'm going to be promoting her stuff, like trying to put her stuff on there. Danielle D. Smith. Anybody I know that's doing something positive, especially for the community.
Especially for the community.
Yeah, I'm
See
looking
House
up.
community.
Yeah, I'm looking to, you know, put their names out there too. So, yeah, spreading that love and then helping other people doing what they're doing in their journeys. So,
I feel that. And, you know, speaking of support, who is like your number one supporter?
my wife.
Okay.
Hands down.
Okay.
My wife, hands
There we
down.
go.
She couldn't make it out because she handling business for the house right now, but she, hands down. In fact, you know what? Do we got time for one more poem? We got time for one more?
I think we do. Yes, why yes, sir.
Let
Yes,
me
we
say
do.
one for my wife real quick.
Oh,
quick.
hold up.
Hold
Hold
on,
up.
got one more. And then we can wrap it up after that, you know.
Let's
All right. So this poem is called Love Avenues. And I actually start this one off with a scripture. In Proverbs chapter 12, verse 4, the first part of it says, "A wife of noble character is her husband's crown." I love discovering that the scriptures written in the Bible are true, because this scripture surely applies to you. The Lord had this one in mind when he created you. The Lord knew that you would captivate my heart before I even approached you. I fell in love with everything about you. It was much more than just physical attraction. You stimulated all of my senses before we even took part in any physical action. You constantly set off fireworks inside my mind, far before intercourse became intertwined in our numerous avenues of love expressions. You make love to me in so many ways, my queen. You make love to me with the smile that you share whenever you see me. Your support of my decisions show that you love the spirit in me. You make love to me when you talk to me with respect. You make love to me when you take strides with me without fear or without regret. You make love to me when you pray for me throughout the day. And more love is made as we talk to each other about our days and how they went, as well as every time we hold hands. You make love to me when you encourage me on being a godly man.
Just in time for that break. Oh my God, sir.
You can finish a poem. You can finish a poem. See the rest of the poem if you get my book. Yeah.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So we will be right back to Hot Words Lyrical Theater. Danny J, what will we have coming up?
Oh, we're gonna have White Heaven in a minute. That's the video, but
There's no eye on team and my eyes on winning. I'ma drive the lane until the timer says finish. I'm gonna turn it down, not even for a minute. I'm working like a champion until they say you did it. Never holding back, shooter higher than a rocket. They just on the ball, stationary like a ball team. Fighting for the W like I'm playing hockey. Speeding to the finish like I'm racing Kawasaki. Winning. 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 Better focus, I'm all in. All in. All in. All in. Better focus, I'm all in. All in. All in. All in. Better focus, I'm all in. I'm all about it. Better focus, I'm all in. I'm all about it. Better focus, I'm all in. Yeah. Is that all you got? Come on, I know you could do better than that. Okay. Yeah. All my chips out. It's my game phase. It's going downhill. Hope you brought skates. You thought you win big. Now you irate. We're not talking chump change. These are high stakes. Winning. 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 Better focus, I'm all in. All in. All in. All in. Better focus, I'm all in. All in.
So last week, I was informed that when black people die and go to heaven, they go through this purification process and God will turn them white like everybody else in heaven. No, you're laughing, like real talk. When we get to the pearly white gates, we get some white shoes, a golden halo, white wings, white skin, a white robe that's probably hooded, and the curse of Ham gets lifted. So before I chalk this up to the dumbest thing I had ever heard at a historically white college or university, I decided to ask some questions, because who knows, they might be white, they might be right. So, first, does God turn us white before or after we get to heaven? Like, when we die, does the black skin fall off our white bones? Or do we Michael Jackson moonwalk off our melanin, strutting to a lighter shade? Do we remove our black like a coat? Does God hang it on the nearest tree while we all watch and pose for postcards? Is the halo actually a really fine tooth comb that you can't fit on your head if your hair nappy? Do they sell Blue Magic upon with cocoa butter at the Angel supermarket, or just mayonnaise? Or do we shed our skin to the sound of privilege seeping into our souls? After waking up morning after morning, the streets paved with gold, because apparently God just loves gold. Do all these riches we obviously couldn't have afforded in our short lives make the black skin just want to crawl off our bodies? Is this what inheritance feels like? Question 2. If everybody white, do anybody clap on beat? 3. Is this what they did to Jesus when he died on the cross? All woolly haired and whatnot, when he looked up and asked God why had he forsaken him, did God look back down and say, you should have been white? Don't know why you asked for colored, why you asked for all that excellence, you know it comes with a cost. No, don't get cross with me, young man, I told you. You hung out with murderers and thieves, you would hang with them too, you know. They're gonna call you white after you saved them anyway. They will wash you white as snow, clean you up for the camera, you know. They say good deeds smell just like Clorox bleach and have the same effects. Watch them do you the same way they do history, and honestly, I don't think God would say all that, which is why I was asking the question. Last question, if God turns me white, what will I think about black people? Will I look at them the same way you look at me? If so, to hell with that.
Alrighty then, with a strong finish for a great break. Alright, so this is your host, Danny J. We're back with Hot Words Lyrical Theater. We got our girl Venus Sublime in the house.
Yeah.
And my girl KB, I'm gonna kick it to you one time.
Yo, what's up? That was White Heaven by Ja Man. You can find him on YouTube. Very great piece. But we're gonna jump over to Venus here in studio. How you doing, Queen?
Well,
yes, hit it with a scarf.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm quite divine. I'm quite divine. How about y'all?
Oh, I'm
We're
doing
good.
great.
Blessed and highly
That's
favored.
great. Yes. Well, thank you guys for having me.
Well, we're glad that you're here, and I mean, you just giving me life with this gold eyeshadow. Like, yes, greatness, royalty. I feel it.
The whole just.
I just have a girl
Your
crush right now.
vibe.
Don't mind me. I really have
Is
a
that
girl
what's
crush
going
right
on,
It really is.
Oh, I love you.
You know what I'm saying? Just the
I
whole
love
vibe,
you.
the energy. Like, on the real, you see so many people, you know, off of Instagram and different people,
Right.
but you don't know how their vibe is in person,
Right.
and your vibe is literally the same. You feel me? And it's so much love. It's just so much energy. As KB said, you know, when you walked in, we were just like, yo, hey, that's Venus. Hey, girl, how you doing? No, for real,
That's
for real.
beautiful.
You know, just go ahead and tell our readers, because, you know, I know you do so many things. You're a public figure. You know, you're a model, soul speaker. You know, what's kind of your story? What's kind of your background?
Well, my background is I grew up in the hood. You know, I pretty much grew up in a very strict household, you know, and growing up in a strict household, being a rebel soul, it just doesn't really mesh well, you know.
Right.
So, you know, I did have like a lot of conflicts growing up, and I really didn't have too much guidance on how to be able to resolve conflict, to be able to express myself emotionally, to be able to express myself, period.
Okay.
So, you know, I feel like too, with having, you know, because my mother and my father, they were married, but a lot of people at my schools, they would say like, oh, you lucky your mom and your dad is married, you know, you lucky, you have both parents. But I learned that just because I have both parents in the household and they're married, that concept and that construct, if love is not involved, then it's poison, then it's
Right.
toxic, then it's not even conducive to be able to help me become my best self.
Exactly.
You know, so, but I feel like it was very important, very imperative for how things did, you know, how I was exposed to that, because it was a different way that I had to grow up. You know, like I had to grow up independently into my own soul, because that's just part of my destiny. That's just part of my mission, my lesson, my blueprint. You know, and so growing up in that type of household, it pushed me out. I pretty much ran away from home when I was younger and got into gang activity and being on the streets and trying to pretty much find home and love outside of home. Like streets adopted me, and I adapted to the streets, and that became my home. And so then I became pregnant, and then everything changed. I feel like I was super reckless. I was like super reckless when I was younger, because I didn't have a sense of self, really. You know, well, it was, but it was in an egotistical way. Okay. So I was pretty much in like ego mode, and I wasn't really into my emotionally tapped in, being conscious to me living, you know, or me having my purpose, or even knowing who I am. Right. You know, and so I feel like not knowing who you are is very dangerous. You know, and so when I ran away from home, and you know, then I had my daughter. It's like I had that was like my first awakening for me. Like things start to click. I started to become quote unquote woke. Like I started to become aware of myself. You know, life besides myself. You know, so now I'm responsible for another being. You know, so that gave me a whole nother perspective. It gave me, because I was just living for myself, you know, and I didn't love myself. I didn't care for myself. Nobody showed me how to love myself and care for myself in that type of way either, you know. And so it was that was difficult for me. So I got to experience it firsthand when I did you know, nurturing her the whole time that she was within me, and then just having that type of a bond and relationship, you know, with a being that is an extension of myself. Right. You know, and so that was like my first awakening process. Then a little bit down the line, it was a situation that happened that all of my children had to be removed from me. And I had to fight to get them back. So during that time, some people would say like, oh, it's selfish of you to say that time, you know, it happened exactly how it was supposed to happen, you know, because a lot of people are like emotionally, they're in their emotions in an unhealthy way. Like they have an unhealthy emotional body, and they just react emotionally all the time to everything. They're not even balanced between their logical and their, you know, and their heart. Exactly. You know, and so basically, I said that it was important for that to happen, because I never had time to love myself. Like I never had a relationship with me, you know. Like I always would give and make sure everybody else was straight besides myself, you know. And so once everything was stripped away from me, then I got to realize, like, damn, now who am I? Now what do I do now? Like, that was my life. What do I do now? You know? And so I went through my awakenings and basically loved myself back together. Okay. You know? And through that basically helped me see that I'm important. Right. You know, like I'm important, and that it's important for ourselves to know ourselves, to love ourselves, and to be able to have respect for ourselves and have boundaries. Right. You know, and once we have those set in play within ourselves, then we can be able to position ourselves to be our best projections of ourselves. You know what I mean? Right. And so, yeah, that's basically when I fought to get my children back. I got them back sooner. It was a lot of other people. Like I had to do like a drug program because I was smoking weed at the time. Right. And I was trying to like really be open and honest with the people, because they told me that, you know, I had to tell them everything, you know. Right. So I told them that I was smoking weed, and I feel like that really helped me too with going through that program, because it was like a 12-step program that they were saying, but really it was just to get me more closer to God. It was really to really get me closer, tapped into my spirituality, to really show me that I am nature, you know, that everything is all interconnected, you know, that there is a source, that there is a most powerful source that we are all, that connects us all, that we all have that source within, you know, that's life. You know what I mean? That's pretty much life. So
now we feel you. We're gonna actually return back with Miss Venus Sublime after we go ahead to the short break from Rudy Francisco. So y'all go ahead and keep tuning in with us. I'm your host Danny J, my girl KB, and again we'll be back with Miss Venus Sublime.
Yeah. I am my
Where are you going? Why don't you say about me now? Wait a moment while I clean my hands, yeah. Baby, where are you going? Why don't you say about me now? Wait a moment while I clean my hands, yeah. Baby, where are you going? Why don't you stand by me now? Wait a moment while I clean my hands, yeah. I've been running all around the world, looking for something that's behind your door. You were lying on your bedroom floor. I was on my way. I'm coming
To the girl who works at Starbucks down the street from my house on Delmar Heights Road, swear to God, I'm not a stalker. When I asked you for a chai latte, what I meant to say was, I was walking past, I saw you in the window, I came in here because I just had to know what your voice sounded like. Instead of saying that, I got really nervous and ordered the first thing on the menu. I don't even know what chai is. Or a latte, for that matter. I imagine that when God made you, I bet he cussed for the first time. I bet he turned to an angel, gave him a high five, and said, "God damn, I'm good." You were that beautiful. I spent the last 3 days trying to figure out how I'm going to introduce myself to you properly. I finally figured it out. It's going to be something like, "Hi." That's all I got so far. But I think it's a good start. I'm going to be honest, it's not often that I find myself eager to write about love. In fact, every time I try to write about love, my hands cramp. Just to show me how painful love can be. Sometimes my pencils break just to prove to me that every now and then love takes a little more work than you planned. I heard that love is blind, so I write all my poems in Braille. And my poems are never actually finished because true love is endless. I've always believed that real love is kind of like a supermodel before she's airbrushed. It's pure and imperfect, just the way that God intended. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not much of a love poet. But if I was to wake up tomorrow morning and decide that I was really gonna write about love, my first poem, it would be about you. About how I love you the same way I learned how to ride a bike. Scared, but reckless, with no training wheels or elbow pads so my scars can tell the story of how I fell for you. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not much of a love poet. But if I was, I'd write about how I see your face in every cloud and your reflection in every window. You see, I've written a million poems, hoping that somehow, maybe some way you'll jump out of the page and be closer to me, because if you were here right now, I would massage your back until your skin sings songs that your lips don't even know the words to. Until your heartbeat sounds like my last name and you smile like the Pacific Ocean. I want to drink the sunlight in your skin. If I was a love poet, I'd write about how you have the audacity to be beautiful even on days when everything around you is ugly. I'd write about your eyelashes and how they are like violin strings that play symphonies every time you blink. If I was a love poet, I'd write about how I'd write about how... See, I would write about how...
Well, I write about a lot too, man. Talking about love, but we are back with Venus Sublime. She's going to go ahead and do a hot drop for us. This is Hot Words Lyrical Theater. I'm your girl, Danny J, and this is KB.
Yo.
Alrighty, alright. Y'all ready for it? Because I'm ready for it.
Ready.
Okay, I hope y'all
Girl,
ready
please,
for more.
Please speak from the heart if you have to. I would love to hear it.
Let's see. It's just so much to talk about, so much to say. Like, really, I feel like, I'm gonna just share, like, what I've been going through, like, personally, like, share a little bit of myself, a piece of myself. And I feel like, for me, I've been, like, falling back in love with myself, falling back in love with life, you know, falling back in love with God, force, energy, universe, however you choose to be able to connect and label the source, the almighty, all that is, you know, however you choose to connect. Like, I've been realizing that in every relationship that I've been in, you know, even relationships with my parents, you know, like, I feel like I've been looking for this source. I've been looking to be fulfilled. Like, I've been looking to be energized, you know, and poured into. But the only essence, or the only thing that can be able to pour into me, that can really deeply fulfill my core, is God, force, energy. Right. Is the source. And I really had to, like, analyze my relationships and see that, like, you know, I used to be codependent, and I realized that is why. Right. You know, like, it's very important to say, put God first, then yourself, then others, you know, right. your spouse, or because you have to be able to have that direct connection with source. And then, you know, when you have that connection with yourself, source can be able to directly give you the message for you to be able to speak to those who are close to you, or to those who are open to you, to your energy, to bless them with source, with that presence. So I feel like my position and my purpose is to be able to spread source everywhere. My presence, spread the presence everywhere. Everywhere that I go, everywhere that I be, everywhere that that is of me is going to reek of the presence, is going to speak of the presence. You're going to feel the presence when I'm there, because all I want is peace and love and joy in my life. And I feel like a lot of us, we get stuck with addiction of entertaining negative thoughts and problems. Like, we always speaking up on our problems. Like, I hear all this beautiful poetry and songs that always talks about problems, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. Right. But it's time to talk about joy. It's time to be able to speak and reverse that, and to be able to embrace joy now, because it's a new time. It's a new earth, you know, but the new earth is a new frequency. So once you raise your energy, you raise your frequency, you can be able to tap into that new earth, and everything will be different to you, you know, than what you want to experience, you know.
Right. And you know what, speaking of new, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this plug out for the March 2nd show of the Hot Words Lyrical Theater. Hopefully we'll have you back then again, or in the future. I would love to. Wink, you know, at Gigi. But yeah, for our March 2nd show, that is our next show. That is Hot Words Lyrical Theater show. We will be having Frankie B, the CEO of Flip Money Empire in Atlanta. He will be telling you how you can also be the plug in the entertainment field, giving you the know-hows and to-hows. Again, we are broadcasting live from the hubradio.net/hot words. If you've missed it, please go back on there. And also, Kim, can you hit us with that, with the plug?
Oh, yeah, and if you've missed any of it, and if you want to tap in with any of the people that you saw here today, go to hotwordslyricaltheater.com. That's our website. Again, that's hotwords with a Z, lyricaltheater.com. Also, follow us on Instagram, Hot Words Lyrical Theater. Tap in. Yes. Shout out again to Gigi, the storyteller, and then Artistic Diva, Hub City Dre, the Hub Radio, all from Compton, straight up from Compton. And we just appreciate it again. Hopefully, March 2nd, we'll have you back here.
Most definitely. Thank you guys for having me. If y'all want to find me, I'm on Instagram, Venus Sublime.
Please follow her. It will change your life.
It will change your life.
I love you. I love you.
I love you too. KB, you know I love when you say that. Say that again. Plug one time for me.
Oh, one more time. We have Hot Words with a Z, lyricaltheater.com.
That's that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put on my sexy voice for y'all.
Oh, don't do it to him like that.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. To all of our guests, thank you so much. That is Daniel D. Smith, Roger Talley, and Tamaya Gambrell, also Miss Venus Sublime. We definitely appreciate you. Again, make sure you tune in March 2nd. Thank you. That is
Tune in.
2019 if you're lost in the year.